Hello, 219 Tiger here, and today's video is going to be mental health do and don'ts. And I've been thinking about doing this video for a while, and I decided I kind of wanted to make a video. This is just my opinion. So people know. If you have better ideas, put them in the comments below. I'd like to hear what you have to say. I know a lot of us struggle with mental illness. I know the way it's portrayed in the media, it's portrayed kind of bad. And there's always that stigma around it, and like leading into the first don't. The first don't is, look, do your research on mental illness before you even begin to say anything, because like a lot of the times people have this ideology, oh well, if you're depressed, just be happy. And the thing is, like, look, we don't choose to be sad all the time. It is a deficiency in your brain. It's a chemical imbalance that people cannot control. It's not like we wake up and I think today I want to be miserable and unhappy and be this way. So, stop telling people with depression to get happy. Because, like I said, a lot of us don't choose to be down all the time. And you do also have to understand that makes things worse. It does not help. Here's a do. Stop, and I've seen this a lot on Facebook, on Instagram, stop self-diagnosing yourself. I see a lot of people go and they'll do these little flyers, and they'll do all kinds of these little tests people have made up and all sort of stuff like that. They're not accurate all the time. Stop self-diagnosing yourself and go and see a medical physician that knows what they're doing. That way you can find out what's going on and what you have. Because I see so many people do that, oh, I have this, and it turns out they don't. It might sound good on paper, but that's not always 100% accurate. Go and see a physician or a therapist. They can better explain to you what is going on and what is happening with you. Here is another don't. Stop self-medicating. You are making things worse. I see so many people post about, I almost OD'd on this relaxer and all sort of stuff like that. All you're doing is you're putting a temporary band-aid on a crack that's continuing to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Yes, I know you're going through pain and you want it to end, and I get that. I've been in your position, trust me. You're talking to somebody who has tried to take their life 15 different times. I wake up all the time depressed. Again, go see a physician. Let them prescribe you something. Don't just take random things, because alcohol and all these pills that you're taking are going to possibly could have side effects. There's some medication that if you actually get off of, can actually kill you. So, stop self-medicating, because you're just making the situation worse, and you're just delaying the inevitable. Your best bet is seek professional help. I know it's easy. Well, it makes me feel better. It's a very destructive thing. Because, and I mean, there are some medications that you can take that could actually make your anxiety and your panic attacks even worse. And a lot of people will have panic and anxiety attacks because they can't get a hold of set medication that they've been taking, because they took it all in 2 days or whatever like that, and their body's craving more, and it makes things worse. All you're doing is, again, sticking a Band-Aid on a crack that's getting bigger. And eventually that crack's going to get so big that Band-Aid's not going to fit anymore. And two things are going to happen. Or actually, three things are going to happen. You're going to wind up in the hospital, wind up dead, or wind up an addict. And that's not something I'm sure you really want. So stop medicating. Do. Cut all the toxic people out of your life. Surrounding yourself with toxic people, and when I mean toxic people, I mean people who are not trying to impact your life or make your life better. Who are trying to get you to do things you shouldn't be doing. And who are just bringing you down and dragging you down. Cut them out of your life. There's a difference, yes, we all have our problems. There's a difference between a friend coming to you for advice, hey, I'm having this problem. That's one thing. Okay? But people who are not really doing anything for you and not trying to build you up and who are just dragging you down, cut them out of your life. I know it's hard. But it's for your own sanity. Another do. And this has to do with social media. Social media can be a help or a hindrance, depending on what aspect and what friends you keep around you on Instagram. Okay? And if it's getting to the point where social media is making you depressed, then it might be time to kind of step away from it. Because I know from personal, there are times where I go on social media and it can be a very lonely, depressing place. Because I know we all look at them photos of everybody all happy, everybody in a relationship, and everybody seems to be having the time of their life, which we don't notice the backstories behind her because you never know what somebody's going through. Try to keep positive people around you. If you feel the need that, social media is making you that depressed, then you might want to kind of step away from it for a while until you learn the tools to better cope. Another dope. Stay away from these pictures of people cutting and self-harming, and I know you want to, I used that at the event, and you looking at them not only might trigger somebody else, but, that's not healthy to be looking at them type of pictures. You know what I mean? I know you feel the need, you must vent, and venting is a good thing. That's actually a do. Do vent. Do say how you feel. Sometimes saying how you feel does help. Another don't. Stop pushing people who are trying to be there for you and help you. Because I know you don't want to hear the truth sometimes, and we all don't want to hear the truth. But sometimes people are telling you things for a reason. They're seeing things you're not seeing. Now, there's a difference between somebody telling you you're bringing me down and, you're depressing me. Dumb people stay away from. Because, again, everybody has issues and everybody has problems. You are not the only one in the world that's got problems and issues. I know you might think that, well, what do they know? They don't live in my state. They don't live in my country. What do they know? You'd be surprised what they know. They might actually have the tools to help you cope. You just have to be willing to want to sit and listen. Because you'd be surprised who might be able to help you. Because I see a lot of that, well, I don't know how to connect with people. My friendships are failing. Well, here's the thing, okay? And this took me a while to learn myself. Positive people will be there for you and try to be as understanding. People who are trying to be your friend and trying to generally be there for you are the people you need to keep in your life. Regardless. A lot of that is because you're not giving yourself a chance. And if you sometimes you think not talking about it's not going to help. Oh, me talking about it's not going to help. You'd be surprised. I used to not want to talk about my depression and my mental illness. I used to be somebody who was ashamed of it and hated it and wanted to hide it, because I've had panic attacks and anxieties cost me relationships because people didn't want to deal with that. And for the longest time, I blamed myself and I felt bad about it. But I also now realize them really weren't my friends. Because if they were my friends, they would have stuck with me. And they would have been patient and go, I understand. You're going through a lot, and you can't help it. And believe it or not, and I've learned this, some of the best relationships can actually come from online relationships. Believe it or not. I have a great relationship. Her name is Rita. She's supportive of me. I'm supportive of her. She's the one constant that keeps me grounded, because we have that good friendship. It's not looked at, well, you're just a person I know that's online, and yeah. Believe it or not, they can be the best friendships and the most supportive. And that's what you want, is support. You might not think you need it. We all need some support. You know what I mean? Pushing people away and isolating isn't going to help you. Another dude. Seek professional help. I mean, honestly, I know it sucks. I mean, if you're somebody who feels like you want to take your life, there are hotline numbers you can call. If you don't want to call a hotline number, you can walk into any hospital and tell them, look, I feel this way. And I'm going to tell you, I know a lot of people have watched too many horror movies and think, oh my God, if I get put in a mental hospital, they're going to put me in a straitjacket in a padded room, and they're just going to sit there and shoot me with needles. And that's not the case. That's just Hollywood BS. I know. I've been to several mental hospitals. Some good, some bad. But there are some mental hospitals that are really good. And you go to groups and they actually teach you the tools to learn how to cope with things. I know it's scary. And it's got to be scary. And it's, and at first it's going to suck. But it's going to teach you the tools you need to help you out and to help you deal. Because once you know what you have and you learn how to deal with it, it becomes much easier to live with. And yes, you can live with it. Another dude. See a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I know most people say, oh, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk to a complete stranger. I used to have that idea that I don't want to talk to a psychologist. They just get paid to they get paid money just to listen to you, and they really don't care or not. It's not true. That was just my not wanting to face up that I need help, and if they give you medication, take that medication. I know most people are against medication and they hate it. I'm not a big pill popper, but sometimes that might actually help you. Now, is medication alone going to help you? No, it's also it goes back to the coping tools that will help you. Another do. And this goes with anxiety and panic attacks. Learn how to do breathing exercises. They really do kind of help. Take warm baths. You take warm candlelight baths. You can stick headphones in your ears and go for a walk. Walking to clear your head sometimes helps. I do that a lot, where I will take a walk, especially if I can't sleep, because I have sleeping issues. I'll put my headphones in and I'll go take a walk. And that kind of helps clear my mind. If you have a beach near you, go watch the waves. You can either go alone or take somebody with you. Take one of your friends with you. That helps. Another thing that helps, is yoga. Yoga could possibly help. I mean, It might not, I know some people might not be into yoga, but it doesn't hurt to give it a try. Another don't, and this is another don't. Try to stay away from negative people. When I mean negative people who are going to be a bad influence on you. Because the people you keep around you can either help or hinder you. You want to keep the people, and you'll know who your true friends are and who your true friends aren't. If they're willing to be there for you, let them be there for you. Stop shutting them out. I know everybody's instinct is to shut down. I'm so embarrassed. I just don't, I don't want to burden them with it. You know what? If they're your real friends, you're not going to burden them. They're going to sit there and listen to you and try to either A, help you or just listen. And sometimes just having somebody to listen to you makes all the difference in the world. Versus somebody who doesn't care and just, hey, let's go party and let's go do all this non-helpful things. Another do. Find something you like to do. Whether it's coloring, playing video games, watching movies. Find something you're into. Get a hobby. That will also help. So you can focus your time and your energy on something. Like for me, I play video games. Or I color. Find something positive that you can put your energy and your effort into. That does kind of help. And if you can have a hobby that you could do with somebody, that's even a plus. That's even a plus. Another do, self-affirmations. If you guys stand in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm beautiful, I'm good enough to be here, and so on, do it. And they'll even teach you that as a coping skill. I know it sounds silly, but I see so many people post, I'm disgusting, I'm fat, I'm this, I'm that, I'm not worth it. And I'm guilty of it myself. Okay? We're our own worst critics. And a lot of that is them ugly little monsters in our head that are telling them this. Nobody loves us, we're not worth it. Trust me, I deal with it every day. I know. And I know it's hard to kind of be positive and self-out, but a lot of it is getting yourself into it and kind of working on it. Another do, a balanced diet. What you put in your body, believe it or not, does affect your mental health. And a lot of people's instinct is, like, again, to self-medicate. I feel horrible, so I'm going to take, say, this, or I'm going to take this, or I'm going to take that. There's other constructive, positive ways to relax that doesn't entail taking dangerous amounts of pills. Whether it's breathing exercises, a warm bath, a walk, hell, even a good cry with a friend. Something. There's other ways to relax. Because I'm going to tell you something. And I found this out recently. I had a friend who overdosed accidentally. Because they were having anxiety and a panic attacks. And they accidentally took too much. And guess what? They're no longer here. You deserve to live. Okay? And I know this is it's a struggle, and it's gotta be a struggle, and it's going to be a battle. Take it from me. This is somebody who used to think about taking their life several times a day. I don't want to be here. And I think a lot of it is staying away from things that trigger you. Because our first instinct is to get defensive. Or we take things the wrong way. Sometimes, take the time to stop, breathe, before you know what I mean? And reread something. Or rethink of what they really said. Because you might be taking it the wrong way. Because we tend to, take a joke and, oh well, and it gets blown out of proportion when not really. And it's kind of hard because you don't want people walking out in eggshells around you. And you don't want people handing you a cake left. You want people to treat you regularly. You don't want them, oh, we gotta walk on eggshells. We gotta be careful. You know what I mean? A lot of this is trying to get rid of the negativity out of your mind. Because we have this, well, I'm bad with relationships. And that's another thing. Do not try to get in a romantic relationship until you are mentally ready. When I mean mentally ready, I mean you have the coping skills, you have your panic and anxiety attacks under control. Because if you don't do that, it's not going to work. And I see so many people think that a romantic relationship's going to save them. It's not. It may make things far worse. I know I've learned that the hard way. Because after my last girlfriend dumped me, because I had an anxiety and a panic attack and she couldn't handle it, and she said some pretty horrible things to me, I went on a downward spiral. And it's very easy for that to go on a downward spiral. A lot of that is, if somebody is willing to be there for you, let them be there for you. Stop pushing people away. Because you know what I mean? You're not helping yourself. And I know that your first instinct is, let me curl up into a ball. Poor me, poor me. I was the same way. I wanted to isolate. I didn't, because I was always afraid if I tell somebody something, I'm gonna burden them, and if they're your real friends, they'll be there for you. If they're not your real friends, they won't be there. And that's the whole thing. Another dude, if you're venting, tell somebody you're venting. Because sometimes if you just start yelling at somebody, and you're not saying, hey, look, I'm venting, and you say something that may or may not be construed, and I'm not saying watch what you say. Be honest. Say what you feel. But let somebody know, hey, look, this is a vent. I'm venting. So this isn't directed at anybody particular. That way no feelings get hurt. It's just being on the safe side. I always, because my best friend Asia, I vent to her. I'm telling her, I'm just venting so you don't take it personal and think I'm lumping you in a group of A, B, C, D, and E. Because a lot of it, like I said, I've caught a lot of toxic people out of my life. These people that pretend to be your friend, but they're really not. They're there when they want something from you, but the minute you need them, they're not there. Then, my friends, you need to distance yourself from them. Or people who are just going to contribute to your destruction. Get rid of them people. I know it sucks. It's hard. But them people who are going to contribute to your destruction are not helping you. They're making things worse. I've had to learn a lot of this myself. But that's why I'm making this video. Like, some of this I've had to learn the hard way. And another thing. Sometimes you'd be surprised what people can relate to. We don't give people enough credit. And we think we're the only one that is going through this. And we're not. It may feel like it, trust me. There's days where I feel like, am I the only one? And no, you're not crazy. And no, you're not psychotic. And no, there's nothing wrong with you. There is, but there isn't. It's you are dealing with something that's out of your control. And like I said, instead of self-diagnosing yourself, I get a lot of people, but I want the WebMD. Go see a person in person. Because some things are not always 100% cut and dry. It might seem like you have that, but you might have something totally else. I got diagnosed by a physician, so I know what I have. I didn't do one of these little, somebody sent me this, check this box if you have this, check that box if you have it, oh well then you have this. That's not always 100% accurate. It's not. And there's a lot of people going around self-diagnosing, or they have their friends diagnosing them, or they have this person diagnosed. Go see a professional. Unless they have a degree in it, go see a professional. That is your best bet. And get the help. Like, I know, because you're never going to get better unless you get the help you need. Or you're not going to get better. And you're going to be miserable. And I'm sure most of you don't want to be miserable. You want to be happy. And if you're in order to reach that plateau of being happy, you have to do what you have to do. And I get a lot of, well, my parents won't take me. Well, here's my advice to you. If your parents won't take you, if your parents are, I don't believe in mental illness, or you can go to any counselor. You can go to the principal. You can walk into any hospital and say, I feel this way, I want to speak to a psychologist. And it will do that for you. And if you are somebody who is feeling suicidal, contact any suicidal number around you or dial 911. You belong here. Your life does not have to end. Please don't take and I'm making this video in lieu of how I felt. Because trust me, as of late, I felt like I don't want to be here. And it's scary. But it's also doing the steps that I need to do to make myself better. And if that means I get bad enough that I don't feel safe with myself, then if I have to go to a hospital, then that's what I'll do. If I have to call 911, that's what I'll do. If I have to phone a close person or talk to a close person, hey, I feel this way, then do it. Because you deserve to be here. You were put on this earth for a reason, and it's finding that reason. If you believe in God, then pray to God. If you don't, then do what you need to do. Because you deserve to be here. You were put on this earth for a reason. You might not know what that reason is. Some people find out what that reason is. Some people don't. But you're here for a reason. And I know a lot of people hate that. And I'm one of them. Everything happens for a reason. And they say what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And it sucks. Because because as of late, I've had, the last couple of months, I've had so much happen. You have to be open and you have to be honest. And if somebody, if somebody's willing to talk to you, listen. Listen to what they have to say. And sometimes if you don't know what to say, don't say anything. Sometimes the best thing is just listening. Being there for them and listening. And whatever you do, don't have that I don't care attitude. I have my own problems. I don't care. My problems are bigger than your problems. And it's me. That doesn't help. Because you don't know what crisis somebody's going through. So if they come to you, it might not seem like a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to them. I think as a society, we need to take better care of each other and stop this stigma and be there. There shouldn't be a reason people take their life. There shouldn't be a reason somebody feels that alone that they take their life and they can't fight this battle. And some people can't fight this battle because we hide. We push everybody that wants to help us away, and we let in the people that are negative in our life and don't give an iota what happens to you. We all have feelings, and for them people that, well, I don't trust anybody, or I'm afraid I'm going to say the wrong thing. It's okay. People make mistakes. We're human beings. A lot of that is, people are going to make mistakes. Don't internalize it. You have to understand, especially when you get to emotional people who are going through something, mistakes are going to be made. Take it with a grain of salt and move on. Because there's going to be times where people are going to unintentionally hurt you, and they're not doing it purposely. Like if you're somebody that thinks, oh, well, they're doing this purposely, and they're not. Because it could be one of two things. It was inadvertent, or you are taking things out of context and blowing it out of proportion. My greatest advice I can give you, and this is the biggest do, is please seek medical help. Stop self-diagnosing. Stop self-medicating. Because you are doing no good to yourself. Because it's very easy to fall into that trap. I feel good for that second, or that hour, or that moment. But you don't know what you're taking. And even if you do know what you're taking, there's risks to your health. And it sucks if you survive that and get something else because you abused your body. It took something you shouldn't have been taking in the first place. And this is where I'm going to end this video. I know it's kind of long. For those people who don't have mental illness, you need to be more understanding and understand that people with mental illness cannot control it. We are no different from you. The only difference with us is we have a brain imbalance that we cannot control. My advice to you is be that friend they need. Be kind to each other. That is the problem with this world, is we are so inhumanly unkind to each other. And I will tell you this right now, okay? If somebody is threatening to commit suicide, you need to take that serious. Because you never know. Because we have lost so many people to where somebody says, I'm going to take my life. And people, yeah, whatever. Yeah, sure, whatever. And they have. All suicide threats should be taken serious. That is a do. This is where I'm going to end this video. Until next video, please stay strong. Stay lucid. I love you. And remember, I'm always here for you. Stay strong. Love you guys. Mwah. And until next video.